I'll wait a bit for everyone to join. Okay. I think we still have like one more person or two. Okay, I will just continue. If I notice someone joins again, I'll just take what I've said over. So before we got cut off, what I was explaining was that now that we have our router to handle whoever calls our website /John, you should just send a message, a JSON message, and say, hello, John. We need to register it. If you notice, we created our application to listen to this port and stuff. We need to register our router to our app. And the way you do that in Express, this is the syntax. You just write app.use our router. And we have a basic implementation. So I'm just going to end this and run it again. Hopefully no errors. So we have no errors. Our server is up. So right now, if I call our server, that's our local host /3000, sorry, port 3000, and I do a /John, I'm hoping for something like this. And what you should know is that this is a get. So to do that, I would use Postman. Actually, since this is a get, you can also do something like this. 3000 /John. You can call it on your browser since it's a get. If we change this to a post, we will not be able to do it on our browser because from here we can't really send a post. This our browser does a get call. But on Postman, if you are new to Postman, I would just come new request. Let's say, okay, let me start. Let me slow down. Let's create a collection for all our requests we'll be doing in this course. We're going to call it Developers College Node. So to create a collection, you click on New Collection here. In Postman, a collection is just like a folder. Let's call it a folder. So we can store a list of different requests that we have. So for example, I have a couple of collections here in different places that I've worked or personal projects. So I look for our collection here, and then I add a new request, which is, let's call it a get requests. So we are just showing you, and then I save this. So if you notice, it comes up here. And what I'm going to type is basically the same thing I typed in my browser, localhost 3000 /John. And then we have this. When I send it, we get this back. If I change this, so this is basically your, what's this? Your facebook.com/ whatever comes in here. We can choose to do some manipulations here, some logic here, which we'll be doing later on. So does everyone understand up until this point, or do we have questions? Are we following? Have we been able to replicate this?
Just a quick one.
Yes.
When you went to Postman, I've been trying to follow you. I got my developer the college thingy.
Collection.
Yeah, under collection. So how did we get to the get?
Okay. If you click on your collection here.
Yeah.
You can click on
the three little dots.
I want to be sure it's this one. Add request. Click on this and click on add request.
I say add request, all right.
So you can name it anything you want. I'm trying to make this a uniform. This is how most developers work. Like it's organized. You can actually choose to just come here and create a new request, but then you're not going to be able to manage it in the long term. Okay. So imagine you're doing a project for a client. You can have different collections for them to say client 1, and then these are all the endpoints that I created for you. So when you do that, you can just name it anything you want. It comes up like this, like you have it now.
But then the name should not coincide with anything I've saved on Node.js.
No, this name is not this. What we are doing on Postman, as it is related to the what do you call it, endpoints or service we are creating in Node.js, but it is also a separate entity.
All right.
We can build everything. Postman is a client to test what we are doing, right?
Okay. All right.
In the end, let's say we have built this, or let's say we are done right now. Let's say this is the goal of our application. We can give it to other developers to consume, to tell them that, hey, we have this endpoint, we have deployed it to our URL. Just call this and to give you hello, John. So they can use anything they want to use. So you can create a web page to call this our endpoint just to render hello, John. You can use any client you want to. So Postman is just one of the clients. There are multiple clients that you can use to test REST endpoints. If you noticed, I used my browser here, and it's giving us the same thing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The reason I said we should use Postman is, for example, when we go on and we want to test other endpoints, like we don't want to do, what did I just open? Let's say we don't want to do a get. If you notice, look, this is a get. Look, there are other, we are going to do a post or a pull to a patch. We can easily change it here. But in the browser, how do we do that? Do you understand? So that's why. So can I get response from other people? Do we have progress? Are we on the same page? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can I get yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Please, I just want you to run back how you created a file in Postman.
Okay, so I'm just going to delete what we have here. So if you have your Postman, you look for a new collection, right? You click on new collection, it prompts you to give it a name. So because this is Developers College, we're just going to call this Developers College. You can call it anything you want. Okay, you know what? I said that we are building a task manager. So let's say Developers College Task Manager. So it comes here. So this is like a folder for us to store a list of, like we can store different requests. So that when we are done, it helps us to test our service, and we can also use it as a form of, let's say we want to give another developer, we can say, hey, this is just to bootstrap you. You can start up quickly and understand how our service works. So we create our first request and we call it a get. Because we are doing a get, we put it, you ask us for a name, we call it get, we can say get request or whatever, save it. And now, as you can see here, you have the request type, and we have a get. We are going to explain some of this later on during the process of the course. We'll explain some of this, like authorization, headers, body, and so on. So, but for now, we're only interested in this, which is the URL. And my service is on my local system, local host. It is on port 3000, as you can see here, which is also what I'm telling my app to listen on here, right? So localhost port 3000 and / our endpoint or our route, which we have here /John. I'm just going to change this. To change it, I stop my server and I run it again. What should I call it? Oh, sorry, stop my server. Then I change the value. What should I call it? You can call it anything you want. Any suggestions? Let's say /home. I run it again. Now that our server is up, if I go back and I do /John, which was there before, you see I get an error. There's nothing.
Mm.
And how do I know this is an error? Look at the status 404, not found, right? If I change this to /home, I get this. And I get, if you notice here, look at the status, 200. If this is actually what I typed here, if I change this to 200 means okay, list of HTTP status codes. If I change this to 201, 201 means created, and I run this again, this changes to 201, created. If I want to send it as an error, I can still say 404 here. Where's the status? 404. What's up? If I run this again, not it, and then we get, even though we get a body back, here, it's saying 404 here. I think you can put it as error. Where's that error? Oh, sure. Oh, okay, I don't think it's error. I can't remember how to send an error. We can get to that later on. But basically, as you can see, the status codes here is what we send back here that changes here. Okay, I don't think I run it. So can I get the confirmation that we are all on the same page, please?
I have a little challenge here, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, the screen that you have on Postman at the bottom, I don't seem to have that interface. Yours has body cookies, headers, test results at the bottom. You know, at the bottom? Yeah.
Yes, that is because I clicked on send.
I click on send here. Mine looks different. Let me just share the screen if you don't mind.
Okay. Da Silva, can you give him permission to share the screen?
He has permission already. Everybody has permission to share screen.
Okay.
Okay. Just a minute. Let me get the permission authorized. I think that's where I am. No, I think it's this one here.
Yes, your service is not up. You haven't run, what, 3 errors? So,
Yeah.
okay.
Each time I press send, it gives an error.
Yes, but I'm not seeing the full Postman thing. And we're only seeing like 1/4 of it. But is your service running? Can I see your Visual Studio?
My Visual Studio, there it goes. I am the Mac person that was unable to to kill the service down here. In fact, I have even lost the console at the moment when I was playing around with stuff. I don't even know how to return the terminal down here.
We can't see your Visual Studio.
You can't see, okay. All right, let me share that one as well then. Where are we? Sorry, I need to unshare this. Stop share. And then I'll have to share here now. Can you see my Visual Studio now?
Yeah. If you notice, there is an error on line 3.
On line 3 here?
Yes, you did const routers. There is no equal to after that. It's supposed to be equal to new express.router, right?
Right.
That's the first thing. No. The equal to is before the new.
Oh, before the new, okay.
That's the first thing.
Is the new like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And the second thing is, you say you're on line 3, you say it's const routers, but on line 7, you're saying router, not routers, right? So it's not the same thing.
Okay.
I think besides that, everything looks good. Can you scroll to the bottom? I need to see if you set your app.listen. Okay, yeah. Can you try to do the can you try to run it now? Node space index.js.
Node index.js. Do I go with the save?
No. The save is only when you're adding your dependencies. So now you can see this is running and it's listening. Can you go back to Postman and try again?
Okay, Postman. So I stop sharing this. Then you come over here and I share screen. That should be the one. And then I send. Okay.
Okay,
here.
now you get a 200, but why I can't see the rest of your Postman. You're supposed to look, there's a way to see it in a pretty way. Can you click on this body? There's a body, I can't really see, so. No. At the bottom, take your mouse down a bit. Yeah, to the left, yeah. No, click on the body. Okay, this is the body. Why is it showing the console?
I don't know.
Which version of Postman? Did you just install this today?
Yes, I just installed today.
Wow.
It gave me the 7 point something. It should be.
Okay. Is there any other person using Mac Postman that have the same interface?
Can you give me control? Let me try and click and find something.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the request. I haven't seen this before.
Press that X, yeah, close it. Now run it again. Let's see what it brings us. Nothing is showing.
I thought I already clicked on it.
Yes, go down, drag it up. Yeah, drag it. Drag.
Let me maximize it over here. Oh.
Okay, see this line at the bottom. Can you drag that line up a bit? Yes, that you just left there. That place, drag it up.
This one?
Yes, okay. Drag it up.
Aha.
So that's it.
So
where did you guys get this one?
It's been there on the way.
This is not very fair.
So this is the response we have, and as you can see, it's 200. Okay. So do we have any other person that has tried this successfully, please?
Thank you so much.
Please, can we get a response from somebody in the class, somebody else in the class? Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yep.
We are following. Thank you.
Do we have the same thing? Do you have it running on your Postman? Okay, I would continue. So the next thing we are going to do, this is just so we have a brief understanding of the different kind of operations we can do. This is a get. This is a post. For the post is, you can use a post when you want to send information, like in a web application. If you don't want the information to be visible on the URL, you can send information in the body of a post. And to do that, we're going to send a JSON to our service. To send a JSON to our service, on your Postman, you click on, okay, let me create a new request, sorry, so things are organized. Post request. In my post, I changed this here to post. I put localhost 3000. I don't know, what are we going to call it? Okay, let's call it task, because in the end, we are going to create the task. So task, to send a body in our post request or information, we click here, raw, and we send a JSON. click here, it's a JSON. So let's say we want to send so this is the name of the task. The name of the task is clean house. What else? This description. There's supposed to be a comma here. Let's do this later. So this is the information I want to send to our server. Now, like I said, we have to, for each endpoint, we create a route. So now we have this to handle our home. We're going to create another one. We can actually just copy this, paste it, change this to a post, and change this to task. Let's say task created. If I stop this and I run this again, if I come here and I change this, we have task created, right? Pretty similar to what we just did. But now, the difference is I want to have access to what the person is sending, the user is sending. So let's say, which we're not doing it today, but let's say we want to store this task in the database. We need to have access to this so we can get the name and the description, right? So in our service, that task, the details is inside this request. But for us to properly handle it, we are going to add what we call a middleware in Express. A middleware is basically, let's call it a service that stands in between your application and the client, like what we are sending. So, but the middleware we are adding, it's an inbuilt middleware in Express. And what it does is to format this request for us in a way that we can handle it. So, for example, we know that this request is in the body, but if I do a request.body here, without adding my middleware, it is not going to, I'm not going to get a response. So Express has created a middleware for us that we simply do app.use and put express.json. So what this does is, it's a method like this. It enables us to deal with client request, JSON request, convert the incoming request and format it properly for us. So right now, if I do a console.log and I say request.body, I should get this in the request, in the console, sorry. So I'm just going to end this. And then if I do this, and I come to my console, as you can see, we have this. Does everyone understand?
No, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Like, can you just go back to when you did the this console log everything?
I don't, this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we understand and do we have this running on our systems?
Can you please go back to Postman? I would like to just see how you created the post requests.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to the 3 dots. No. Post request. Getting body there. None. Okay. Can you just run me through how to create the post request over there? Do I just create it like a get? I can't see add request. Okay.
No, you can add it like this.
All right, I got
Add
there.
a request, just add and do post request, right?
Okay. Thank you.
And then when it opens here, right here, you change it to a post.
Okay, thank you. I was struggling with that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm just going to wait for like 1 or 2 minutes and let's make sure that we are all on the same page. Okay, are we all on the same page, please? Are we all on the same page, please? Is anyone having any issues or questions?
We have 10 minutes more for the end of this session. If it goes off, we can connect back again. Yeah.
I think we have done something decent for today, so we should be rounding up. Do we all understand that is the goal? Do we all understand what we have done so far? Creating endpoints using the routers and Express.
Yes, sir.
So something I just want to reiterate this. If I comment this out, if you remember what I said this does for us, if I comment this out and I try to test the task, the post, it would work, but then we get an undefined for this request.body. But then when I put it back and I run our project, it works fine, right? And the last thing I would like to, sorry, oh, Control-C. So I'm just going to assume that we are all on the same page since I'm not really getting a response, which means we are good. The last thing I would like for us to do today is, if you notice, each time we make changes in our project, like let's say we add one more router, let's say we add one more router like this, and we call it a put, which can still be the same name, but because it's a different endpoint, a different operation rather, it doesn't affect us. So let's say we have it as a put task updated. Put is usually to update a task. So each time we add or we make changes to our code, once we modify our code, we have to manually go and stop this, do a Control-C in our terminal, and then run the command over again to make sure our project is up, which can be kind of frustrating. So there is, what would I call it? There is a tool in Node that lets us automatically rerun our service when we have made changes. And that tool is called Nodemon. So to install Nodemon, let's say I don't know the name of, let's say I don't know how to do it. I just Google Node.js, Nodemon. Okay, let me see how to add or something. Install. So as you can see, it's right here. This will install it globally. Usually you don't want to install Nodemon globally. You just want to, because you only want it running in your local environment. When you deploy it to a production environment, you don't need it. So let's take the second option, which is to just install it in our local. So it only runs locally. If you do this, if you paste it here now, it's installing. Please, let's try to also do the same. So as it's done installing, 1 second, please. So if you come to our package.json, you will see it comes under dev dependencies and not dependencies, right? So what we need to do now is do this. So instead of doing node index.js as we have always been doing, we do Nodemon index.js, right? Did I miss anything? Sorry, 1 second.
I think you wrote .ja.
No, it shouldn't. The error I'm getting is that this term is not defined. I should probably do the global installation and see. Usually you're not supposed to install this globally. Let me see, Nodemon. That's strange. 1 second.
Are you doing this on an office system or personal system? Maybe.
No, personal. It has worked on my office system.
Yeah.
Oh, unauthorized access. There's probably something on my system disabling this. Okay, that shouldn't happen for all of us. Can someone try this? It should work. There's something on my system that is blocking this.
And mine is giving is giving errors.
What's the error? Can you share your screen? We'll use you to do it.
Mine, even the installation of Nodemon.
No. Can you share your screen?
Okay. The installation, eh?
Yeah, just share your screen. We'll see.
Okay. There we go. Are you able to see it?
No. Yeah. Yeah, you're having the same right. It can't. You have to make that folder writable or something. Just give me 1 second. Let me. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to set this up. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in a bit.
Can I stop sharing?
Yeah, we'll look at yours in a bit. Okay, let's zoom. Okay, so
We have less than 1 minute. Aris, do you want to end the class or you
just show
we
them
should
what I've so
connect
right
again?
now I've set it up here, and when I run Nodemon index.js, as you can see, it comes up. But the difference right now is if I make any changes to my file, it automatically restarts.